Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. With me again, Mrs. Inike Farastuti. Today we are going to study about analytical exposition. There are four we are going to discuss about. The first is definition, and then the second is purpose, and then the third is generic structure, and then the fourth we are talking about language feature. Okay, let's talk about the definition first. What is the definition of analytical exposition? Analytical exposition is a text that elaborates the writer's idea about the phenomenon surrounding. The phenomenon surrounding, there are two, social and natural phenomenon. Can you give me the example of social phenomenon? Yes, about the bullying at school, there is the kind of social phenomenon. And then natural phenomenon, can you give me one example? Yes, earthquake. Earthquake is also called natural phenomenon. Okay, let's talk about the purpose of the analytical exposition. The purpose is to convince the reader that the topic presented was an important topic to be discussed. So the purpose in this case to persuade the reader that the idea, the writer's idea is very important case. Yeah. And then talking about the generic structure, there are three. The first is thesis, and then the second is argument, and then the last is reiteration. What is thesis? Thesis, introducing the topic and indicating the writer's point of view. And then argument, explaining the argument to support the writer's position. Each argument must be supported by evidence and explanation. In this case, argument can be more than one argument. Can be 1, 2, 3 until 4 or so on. It's depend to the writers. And then the last one is reiteration. Reiteration means that restate again the writer's point of view from the thesis here, or to strengthen the thesis. Yeah, to strengthen the thesis. To strengthen the thesis, the example of the reiteration from the fact above, blah blah blah, and then in conclusion, blah blah blah, and so on. Understood what I mean? Yes, that's good. Okay, let's talk about the example of the text. Now, this is the example of the text. The example of the text, the title is Why Books Are Important for Us. And then the thesis is, a wise man once said, learning without book means nothing. And then you can support this idea. For example, yes, I agree with the idea, and then followed by argument. For example, firstly, books are important because they develop the minds of people who read them. And then you can develop this argument supported by supported sentences, more than 2 or 3 sentences. Argument in this case can be more than one. Okay, and then followed by reiteration. The example of reiteration: in conclusion, without book we may learn nothing. So in this case, reiteration restate again the writer's thesis from the first paragraph. And then let's have a look on the language use. The language use in this example, for example, simple present tense. Which one is simple present tense? Yeah, this one. Books are important. And then use modal. Which one is modal? Yes, this one. May. And then use conjunction. Which one is conjunction? Conjunction. Yeah, this one. Firstly. And then action verb. Verb that the subject must do something, yeah, do something. Read, for example, read is a kind of action verb. So today we have already discussing about analytical exposition. There are four we have already studied about. The first is definition, and then the second is talking about purpose, and then the third talking about the generic structure, and then the last is talking about language feature. Well, students, that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.